Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 and our final part of our BGP practice scenario number 1. And in this video we're actually going to take some loopbacks and throw them into our BGP network. So we're going to be doing that using the redistribute command. In later videos I'll show you how to inject networks using just a network command. But we're going to make it easy this time and just use the redistribute. So we already have all of our routers up and running. We have a BGP peering established, so we got sort of the hard part out of the way. So here's where we actually do something with BGP and throw networks and try to get these two loopback addresses, the all 5s and all 6s. We're going to try to get these networks all the way to R1. Okay, so right now, as you can see, if I go on R2, if I do a show IP route, I don't have any BGP stuff in there. If I do show IP BGP, nothing's in there. Alright, so we're going to fix that. We're going to pretend to be Cogent and AT&T. So I've got my notepad up here, and the command we're going to do is redistribute connected. Alright, so what this is going to do is it's going to throw loopbacks 5 and 6, 0, and also loopback 0, and also this side of the serial 0, 0 interface. I'm going to copy that, go into Cogent, and I have to go into my BGP. So router BGP 174, right click in there. Whoa, looks like I copied the wrong thing there. Redistribute connected, right click, enter, we're good there, and exit out, show IP BGP, and you can see here that I've got the 5s and 6s into my BGP network. I also have the other loopback and the serial interface line. So before I do AT&T, let's just take a quick look at R1, show IP BGP. Hey, we got some routes there. We got some other stuff, but I'll explain that later. Actually, might as well explain it now. So R2 now has, let me just minimize the notepad window there. R2 now has a route to the all 5s and all 6s. I could verify that by pinging all 5s. We're good there. We're good there. So we're pretending that loopback 5 and 6 is like YouTube or eBay, or just pick a big name website. Actually, these are not obviously not the real IP addresses, but we can make believe here. So we now have connectivity to the outside world, which is pretty nice. We have 152, 110, 152, 112, all this stuff. You can see a R in front of that. So if we have a good route, it's a star and a caret. This means it's valid and best route. R means a rib failure, which is BGP got beaten out by something else, some other routing protocol or a static route or a connected route, and didn't make it into the routing table. Something else made it into a routing table. Well, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because 152.1.1 anything is the link between Cogent and R2. R2 already knows about this because it is a connected route, so there's no way in hell that Cogent would be able to tell it better information about this link, because R2 already knows it as connected. So connected will always beat external BGP, and internal BGP will beat anything actually. So this is, don't get too worried about this. It's usually not, well, in our case right here, it's not a problem. Okay, let's go into AT&T, conft router BGP 7018, right click, redistribute connected, enter in there, exit out there, show IP BGP, and here you can see a lot of stuff. So we have a all 5s network. That's actually ours at the top there, because it's saying valid and best. You can see next top is all 0s. What that means is that it's actually coming from us, and you could also see the weight of 32,768. There's also a backup way of getting there, and that's going out the next hop of R2. And you can see here the path that I learned that from, starting from Cogent 174 and then hitting our internal network of 25,000. And same thing for the 6 network. We've got this extra junk here. This was learned from both R2 and Cogent. So not a bad thing. This is actually also coming from us. And you can see that you know it by the weight and you know it by the next hop. Okay, let's go to R2. Let's see how R2's BGP table looks like. Okay, so now we have on the 5s and 6s 2 different paths, so equal ways of getting out to the internet. And you can see here this is the one it chose as the best one. So 152 looks like it chose Cogent as the best one there. And all these rib failures, not a problem in our case right here. Okay, let's see if we have anything in the actual routing table. Show IP route. And we've got 2 BGP routes going to all 5s and all 6s. Notice here that it's not load sharing. It's basically saying if you want to get to, well, actually it's going to be this. If you want to get to 5550, it's going to go out 152 towards 152.123, so out to Cogent. And if you want to get to all 6s, you're also going to go through Cogent. In a later video, we'll mess with the weights and we could sort of do load sharing and trick the routers into going a way that maybe they don't want to. Okay, so R2 looks like it's good. Now we go to R1. And let me just minimize all the other windows here. We go to R1, do a show IP BGP. So this is R2 getting the routes from Cogent and AT&T and then sending them to us. You can see here we have a little problem here. We've got a star, so that's good. But we don't have the caret, which means it's the best route. We have a unreachable next hop, so these next hops of 152 and 153, 123, we don't know how to get there. And yeah, so we definitely have a problem. If we do a show IP route, we don't have any B routes in there, no BGP. And if I try to ping all 5s, it dies. So definitely not a good sign there. We need to troubleshoot this. Okay, so one of the things, if we go show IP BGP, if we have an unreachable next hop, so we can try pinging 152.123, can't get there, and 153.123, can't get there either. We need to solve this problem. And the way we solve it is by going on R2, and we're going to need to set the next hop. So what happens in external BGP? Cogent and AT&T send their routes to R2. When they send those routes, they are sent with the next hop of 152.123 and 153.123. So R2 is going to get to these loopbacks via this loopback. The problem is, since eBGP doesn't change the next hop, when it gets sent to R1, R1 looks at it and goes, well, okay, yeah, you want me to go there, but I have no way of getting to these IP addresses. So we're going to go on R2, actually do Notepad first. Going to go to R2 and we're going to do this command, and it's going to be under neighbor 111, neighbor 111, and we're going to do next hop self. And what it does, it's going to change the next hop to yourself. So let's see how this actually looks. I'm going to copy that. And before I do that, I'm going to go on to R1. And you can see how the next hop looks like that. We have no caret. I'm going to go into R2. Move my window over here. Do a conf T. Router BGP 25,000. Hit enter there. I'm going to right click. Enter. Go to back to R1, hit the up arrow. Whoops. Gonna wait for that to time out. Do a show IP BGP. Okay, so we've got caret by these. We have a next hop of all 2, so that it's turning out pretty good. But as we try to ping all 5s, we still have a problem. Okay, so it's like you're solving problems step by step to reach a final solution, and you have to do this in a systematic way, or else you're just running around with your head cut off like a chicken. So we solved our next hop problem, so 222, that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see the caret. Now the problem here is that we can get out to Cogent, we can get out to AT&T, but Cogent and AT&T still can't get all the way to R1. Cogent and AT&T could get to R2, but that's about it. So let's see if we can figure out what the problem is on Cogent. Show IP route. Okay, so here you can see that we have no clue about what's going on inside of our company here. So I can't ping 1111 because it's not in my routing table and I don't have a default route set up. So there's at least 2 ways of solving this. I could go into R2 and redistribute OSPF 1 into BGP. Kind of an ugly way of doing it because I'm basically telling the whole internet of how to get to my internal network. Not what you would see in real life unless you're a service provider and you do that type of thing anyways. You have all publicly routable IP addresses and you're not natting anything. So another way we could do it is we could set up a default route chucking all traffic back towards R2. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go open up Notepad. We're going to find Cogent, and under this we're going to do IP route 00000000 serial 00. And this is going to work for both routers. So I'm just going to copy that. Go into Cogent, Conf T, right click, pop in my default route there, go into AT&T, Conf T, right click, there's my default route, exit out. Let's see if I can ping all 1s. I can ping it. So let's see if we go to R1, hit the up arrow on show IP BGP, everything's the same there. Show IP route, we've got B routes, so that looks good. And the final test, ping all 5s, we are good. And ping all 6s, and we're good there. Oof. So definitely a lot of stuff just to get network statements to work. You can see the interaction between the next hops, and we also had to pop in a couple of extra default static routes in there going from Cogent back all the way into our internal network. So definitely a lot of stuff to do with BGP and getting all of this to work. Well, that was part 3 and our final part of our BGP Practice Scenario 1. In later videos we'll mess with weight, local preference, all that good stuff. We'll also play around with route maps and some very complicated stuff that you could do with BGP. Thanks for watching.